Hey guys, welcome to a special SSK episode of The Knit Girls. We are talking about SSK 2017. 2017.
Mm-hmm.
This will be our sixth SSK.
Yep.
I've been hanging out with middle schoolers all day who went trick-or-treating last night and have had lots of sugar. So it's been an exciting day, but we are going to talk about SSK.
So SSK, for those of you who don't know every single acronym that we mention, is Super Summer Knit Together, and that's our annual fiber event in Nashville, Tennessee.
Yes, it will be from July 19th through the 23rd of 2017.
Mm-hmm. And because we are going to go with lucky enough to have more people that usually want to come than we have spots for, we have to do a lottery style drawing to pick numbers for who's going to get the opportunity to come. It's all done via random number generator.
So we have 150 spots, and typically we have around 400 people that sign up. So what happens is you go to our supersummerknittogether.com, and there will be a blog, and that blog will have a link to the signups. It'll also be in a pull-down menu, and you just put in your name. You'll get a confirmation that it went through. It's an automated response on that web page saying that we received your entry.
If you don't get that response, first check your spam filter, second give it a few minutes. If it still doesn't show up, go and enter again, because one of the first things I do before we draw is remove any duplicate entries. Sometimes it's as simple as somebody presses enter twice or something. Yep. So we just assume it was an error and remove any duplicates.
So that's the stuff you have to know. Here's the exciting stuff. So I guess you need to know this too. We have two options. We have a day pass option, which this year will be $385. And then we also have an on-site option. This includes lodging at the Scarlett Bennett Center, which is where this event is hosted in Nashville. It will be $615. That is a $35 price increase from the last few years. But Scarlett Bennett, guys, is charging us more. The cost of food and rental space costs and room costs have risen slightly. So they are costing us more, and that means that we have to charge you guys a little bit more.
But we did only raise it as much as we needed to. So, and I think we've had a run of pretty good luck that we've had several years with no price increases.
Well, last year we just lucked out. Like, they raised the prices, I think, 10 days after we booked it.
Yeah, after we signed the contract.
We had, scooted in. Yeah. So we knew this was kind of coming. The lottery will be open from today, which is November 1st, until November 14th. We'll post about it in the SSK, the Super Summer Knit Together group on Ravelry, a blog entry, and I'll try to put on some social media as well, for sure, so that we can keep all of you informed. So we will be pulling numbers with the random number generator the week of the 14th, so that following week, and we'll try to notify everyone by the 20th of November. This is a holiday month.
Yes.
But we're going to, and I have the book fair, but we're going to try to scooch it in.
Because we're later than usual.
By Thanksgiving,
this year, because I moved cross country, and we just had a lot going on. So, things to keep in mind, for those of you who live locally, you can put your name in for the day passer spot, which is you get every single thing that the on-site folks get, with the exception of lodging. You provide your own lodging, whether that's you bunking, in a nearby hotel, or whether you stay with someone who's local or what have you. For those of you who are interested in staying on site, I do want to be forthright and tell you these are not your, 5-star hotel rooms. They're very plain rooms. They're essentially dorm rooms.
Well, it's a single bed, and then so you have your own bedroom, and then you share. It's like a Jack and Jill bath with one other person. So
single private bedroom joined to another single private bedroom with a shared bathroom between.
Yes,
that's the setup. We continue staying at this location because the price is very doable
for a lot of people
for a 4-day event, where 2 of your meals every day are covered. So breakfast and lunch are covered every day, and the chef on site is fantastic. She grows a lot of her own ingredients. She does a great job with those who have dietary needs, whether that's vegetarian, vegan, allergies to gluten, allergies to weird random fruits or vegetables.
Can't eat coconut.
Yeah, it just we've had some very unusual requests, and she's never flinched at any of them. So that is another thing to mention.
So there will be a $125 deposit due if you do get in.
Mm-hmm.
There's a $125 deposit due December 30th, and that is a non-refundable deposit.
Right, and that's whether you're on site or day passer.
And after that, the next two payments are $130 for day pass and $245 if you are on site. The first one is due by February 15th, and the second one is due on my birthday, which is March 30th. I like how you threw that in there.
Yeah. So
Leslie set up the payment schedule. She does all that.
I am relegated to dealing with money, which is so much fun. But all this information will be on the website where you enter your information. So when you get ready to choose if you're a day passer, you can go to that particular link, and it'll give you all this information again with all the payment breakdowns and dates, what you need to know right there before you even enter. So all those, if you have any questions that we don't address, which has happened.
Yeah.
One time we completely forgot to say when it was when we did this announcement. So if you have any questions, please just feel free to open a thread in the SSK group or in the TheKnitGirlls group. Either one is fine.
Things that are included in SSK: breakfast and lunch every single day, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then just breakfast on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Snacks Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And one class with one of our teachers, and we're going to get to our teachers in a second. Mm-hmm. And you can take additional classes. I do want to mention with the classes, some of them have a materials fee.
Yes.
And we will be, in a little bit of a change, we will be taking that up beforehand so that you don't have to worry about that at the event.
Yeah.
Classes, for the past multiple years, everyone has been able to get into their first choice class. You pick three classes, you rank them from first, second, third, and I try to get you into your first. I'm in charge of classes, and then if you want additional classes, we go from there. Mm-hmm. The goodie bag.
Yes, everybody gets a goodie bag.
Yep. And that includes either yarn or fiber, your choice. You can add extra. Mm-hmm. The tasting room, the try-it-on room, entrance into our vendor market, and we'll be announcing our vendors soon. Mm-hmm. We're going to get contracts back from them, and then we'll announce them. And then our teachers.
Yes.
So this is the exciting part. I love the teachers we get every year. They're super awesome. Our first teacher is Ann Budd. She is an all-around knitting mastermind. Mama Linneman literally squeaked when she heard that we got Ann Budd. So she has loved her since probably the 80s when she started knitting. And she's been around for quite a while.
And we say that with love. She's
Yes.
done weaving, knitting. She does some spinning, but she's published I don't know how many books. She's the genius behind the Knitter's Handy Book of patterns.
Yep. Which we love. I use a lot when I'm thinking about altering patterns for sure. She has over 200 designs on Ravelry. Mm-hmm. I believe she was an editor of Interweave Knits at one point. And she's just all around amazing.
Yeah,
so we're super excited to see her.
Yeah, she also runs her own events, so we were really unsure whether or not we'd be able to get her. But she's very gracious and happy to come, so we're excited to have her. She's sort of been on my bucket list of teachers.
Yes,
for
sure. Her and Barbara Walker are like my two. And if Elizabeth Zimmerman was still alive, then she would be there too. But her daughter Meg Swanson is also on there as well. But there is knitting camp during the same time as SSK, so we'll never be able to get Meg Swanson or Amy Detchen, who I love. I go like this because every time we see Amy Detchen, she's got purple hair. Yeah. Anyway, like a purple strip right there. David Schultz is our next teacher. If you don't know David, I'm so sorry because he is the color genius behind Southern Cross Fiber. He does amazing stuff. I love spinning his fiber, and he is so kind. He's coming all the way from Australia to teach classes related to color theory, building color confidence, and how to use a drum carder to get the results that you want when you spin. So 2 of those you can definitely do whether you're a knitter or a spinner.
Yes.
And the drum carding is just fun to play with.
Yeah.
Always.
And that was one of the... I will proclaim myself just colorblind to some degree. Laura and I disagree on colors all the time.
All the time.
And people almost always agree with her. So
I don't know about that.
I'm convinced that I have some defection with color, but David is confident that he'll be able to help me understand the color wheel. I still don't I get there are colors. So what? What does that mean? So I'm really looking forward to sitting in on one of his classes.
And if you're ever fortunate enough to spin up his fiber, sometimes I look at it, I'm like, ooh, I don't know if those colors are for me. And then once I spin it, I'm like, this is gorgeous. Why didn't I buy 18 more bags of this?
Why didn't I just
for a
trust
sweater
David?
Spin? Yeah, seriously. Why am I such a doubter? Anyway, after David, do you want to announce the next one?
Yes. So our next teacher is spinning savant, Jillian Moreno. This is another one that Laura and I were both pushing really hard for. We both really wanted her. She does have a new book out, which I'm sure she'll discuss at some, to some degree during the event in her classes. It's called Yarnitecture.
And we will be reviewing it pretty soon.
She takes a very sort of friendly and conspiratorial approach to spinning. And that's very evident in her book, which again we'll review later, but she's going to teach all sorts of classes that are going to build your confidence in relation to getting the yarn that you want when you spin.
Yes.
Or how specifically to take a braid that looks, like this with all these fractal colors and make it do what you want it to do. We have a lot of classes to pick from. Laura and I are still sort of trying to narrow them down.
We're battling it out. Her classes are some that have a more substantial materials fee because she gives you, from what I've understand, almost at least 4 ounces of fiber to play with in the class. So they do have more of a
different
larger,
types. It's not just merino.
Definitely.
So you go home with product to
and lots of
play
samples,
with. Yeah,
for sure. And then our last teacher I'm so excited for is Lee Meredith. She's lethal. She designs the craziest, most fun accessories.
And brilliant, too. She is one, and I've said this before on the show, I would like to spend a couple hours in her brain just trying to understand how she makes things work. Because one of her sort of specialties is designing patterns where you can essentially take any yarn at any gauge and make something beautiful with it, following a very simple set of instructions.
I did that hooded scarf from her a couple years ago that I just love, and it's great for when it's cold out. She self-publishes a ton of books. She's got these coloring books, which are really cool. They're like paint by number style knits. And then she has the Build Your Own Adventure style knits that she's done before, where you just say, hey, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do this. And remember those Choose Your Own Adventure books? You kind of go through them like that. So she's very, very cool, and I cannot wait to see her again. We met her at TNNA a couple of years ago.
Laura's being nice. I scared the crap out of her at TNNA a few years ago.
Not everyone's used to our level
exuberance.
We see people at TNNA who have no idea who we are.
But we're excited to have Lee as well. So that's our lineup. So we think we like to keep things sort of well-rounded. It's not all knitting. It's not all spinning. And even if you're not necessarily a great knitter or a spinner, we've got classes for you, with David. So we're really excited about it, and we hope that you guys are excited about it. And we wanted to go ahead and make sure you had all that information before you chose whether or not this is the event for you or this is the year for you.
Because there's a lot of events out there.
There are.
And we plan on continuing SSK for quite a while, so there will be lots of choices in years to come as well.
Until it stops being fun, that's the rule.
Yes, that's the rule for everything. So, until we stop finding teachers that we want to take classes from secretly. So
the big struggle when we go to decide, to reach out to teachers is not just bringing back the same people every year.
Yes,
because we love the folks that we've had. So,
and there's some people that we want to bring back, Maggie Casey, every single year.
Yeah,
but I think
Sue
Maggie
Anderson.
Casey needs like a year off from us cursing Kabor.
Yeah.
So there will be some returning people definitely in the future as well.
Yeah.
That is about it for us. We will see you guys hopefully on the SSK boards, and we'll talk to you later.
Yep.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.